Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Bear with me. I was living in Atlanta at the time, and I had seen something on the news, the local news, Atlanta's local news, about Charlotte, right? And it's crazy because Atlanta and Charlotte has this love and hate relationship. I don't know where it stemmed from, but whatever's going on in Atlanta, Charlotte got something to say about it. And whatever's going on in Charlotte, Atlanta got something to say about it, right? So I'm looking at it, and they saying, you know, North Carolina, overall North Carolina is growing, you know what I'm saying, and blah, 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 right? And, you know, I made a call up, you know, to Charlotte, to, you know, somebody I knew. And they was like, yeah, you know, since you've been gone, you know, man, Charlotte's changed. A lot of people have moved here, you know, blah, 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 blah. And then he was, you know, my friend was like, overall, North Carolina is like the place to be now. People are like migrating down to the state of North Carolina. And I'm saying in my mind, you know, now this is based on, you know, my experiences in places like Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro. You understand? Places that I've lived in North Carolina. Now Charlotte, I've always had like a soft heart for Charlotte, because, you know, Charlotte never did anything wrong to me. You understand? I've always been treated, you know, with dignity and respect here. But the other cities is like, you understand? So the only problem that I have in Charlotte is you get to the point where you live a decent life and you get stagnant. So it's like you live this life and it doesn't go down and it doesn't go up. That's at least for me, right? So I'm like, why is everybody moving to North Carolina? I just don't get it, right? So then, you know, I moved back to Charlotte, you know what I'm saying? It's about 2 years ago. And when I got here, I was like, wow, you know, things have actually changed. You understand? And I'm talking to my mother, I'm talking to my sisters, I'm talking to different people, relatives and friends that live in places like, you know, never left, you know, Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro, etc. And they're like, yo, you know, things are growing here, you know, the population is growing. You know, Wake County is actually the biggest county in the state of North Carolina. Like it exceeds in population over Mecklenburg County. You understand? So I'm like, man, are you kidding me? So I never went down there. You understand? Like I got this thing with Raleigh and Durham. Like it's not even a love and hate relationship. It's not. It's a hate relationship. You understand? So I didn't even go down there. But you know, I looked on YouTube and I saw things to change. Matter of fact, I take it back a little bit. I had got my license revoked, right? And I had to go pay my tickets to get my license reinstated. That was back in 2010 or something like that. And I went down to Raleigh's, you know, I had to go to Raleigh's courthouse or whatever have you downtown. And I saw that they were like building. So then, you know, fast forward up until, you know, now I'm looking on YouTube and I'm like, wow, they are really building. But see, this is the thing that I'm trying to explain to you all, right? And I'm not trying to deter you from moving to North Carolina, let alone Charlotte. But what I do want to tell you is that every couple odd years, right? I will say at least in the black community. I can't speak on the behalf of the Asian community or the Caucasian community or the Latino community. I can only speak on the black community. Every couple odd years, the black community comes up with this specific state. And in that state, there's 2 or 3 cities that you can live in that's better than where you're living at now. You see what I'm saying? Like way back in the days, it was New York. And then after that, it was like Los Angeles. And then after that, it was Atlanta. And then now it's a couple of places now. Atlanta's kind of died down, but it's still people are still migrating. They still moving down there based off of height, right? But now it's really no in particular order. Charlotte. I don't know why Jacksonville, because you all know what's going down in Jacksonville. Like it's gangs and all types of shit down there. But Charlotte, Jacksonville, Houston, Dallas, Austin, and I think that's it. But this is the thing that I'm trying to explain to you all, right? That regardless of where you move, oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, I apologize. Raleigh, the Raleigh-Durham area. Regardless of wherever you move, there's gonna be crime. If there's not any crime, there's gonna be crime when you get there. Why? Because you're not the only one that's moving down there. You're not. Just look at it like this. Seriously. If you look at it like this, you'll totally get what I'm saying, right? You remember when you were young, and if you still are young, let's just say this. Yeah, we won't go old school like flyer. Like we'll say you get a email, a flyer of a party, right? And the party is in Uptown Charlotte. And you let's say everybody live in Uptown Charlotte, right? You do realize that whoever got that flyer, it's a possibility that they might go to that party in Uptown Charlotte. And if they have the money to get in the ID to prove that they are of age to get in, they could get in. And you don't know who's actually going to be in that party. It could be anybody. It could be a murderer. It could be a rapist. It could be someone that could be negative, positive. Regardless, as long as they have the money to get into the club and they are of age, they can go in. And that's the point that I'm making to you when you're dealing with these particular cities. As long as people have the money to move down to Charlotte, places like Charlotte, Raleigh, Durham, Austin, Texas, Houston, Dallas, Atlanta, they're gonna move. And to a certain extent, you will have other people that they might not even have the goddamn money. They may just know someone that lives down there, and that person would say, hey, listen, you can come and move with me and stay with me for a couple of weeks. Just think about how many people, you know what I'm saying, have done that. Like I said this in the last video, Charlotte didn't have that many homeless people back in the days, but now there's an influx of homeless people. And it's not because of Charlotte's economy. You understand? Like, you can get a job, yo. It's really not that hard to pause. It's not that hard to get a job here. Now, you may not want, you may want more than what they're paying you per hour, but it's not difficult to get a job here. The thing of it is that homeless people, bums, people that don't have money, they look at it, they listen, and they're conscious, and they're aware of the next city being the next big thing, and they move down, and however they get down here is however they get down here. In other words, what I'm telling you is that most of the time when you hear about cities and you need to migrate here or whatever have you, whatever problems, negative, positive, whatever that person has on them, as Erykah Badu would say, luggage, baggage, bag lady status, they're gonna bring with them to that city. And then just think about it. Prior to you even coming to the city, these cities already have particular problems such as homelessness. Public school systems is fucked up in Charlotte as well as in Atlanta. I'm telling you that right now. If you have children and you plan on migrating or living here, you understand? In Charlotte, you best to try to get your child enrolled in a charter school, homeschooling, or something. Because I'm not lying, there's only 2 high schools that are like great in the area. One of them is Audrey Cale, and the other one I forgot the name of. Straight up. So you plan on moving to Steel Creek. Steel Creek is building a new high school. It has to be a new Steel Creek High School, because that's Charlotte city limits. So when you go on way out to Lake Wiley, you're gonna see on the left hand side they're building a high school right now. That's probably gonna be 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be Steel Creek's new high school. But for now, you gotta go. If you have children that go to high school, Your children gonna have to go, or your teenagers gonna have to go to Olympic High School, which is, it's a black school. And yeah, they made some renovations, you know, a little bit here and there, but for the most part, it's a black school. I knew someone that had a child that went to that school, and that child was like, yo, I don't want to go anymore, and the child did not go anymore. Matter of fact, the child moved back to Raleigh with her father and went back to that high school. And matter of fact, to kind of bridge it together, if you thinking about any type of public schools, you might want to relocate to Raleigh, because Cary and Raleigh, Wake County, they have good public schools. But Charlotte and Atlanta, that's a fact. Their public schools, that plain and simple. Unless you're living in Huntersville, Mooresville, Lake Norman area, yes, it's a go. They have great public schools. You understand? But come on, what should I say it? We're talking about white areas. Of course they're gonna have great public schools. What white area do you know of that don't? And don't say the trailer park trash white people, because they share the high schools with the blacks. But this is what I'm trying to explain to you. I'm not trying to tell you to stay your ass at home. That's not what I'm saying. I can't tell you that. I can't force you to stay where you're at. You know, you understand? Because like, I give you an example. Like, Baltimore is horrible. Baltimore is bad. Like, I just saw a documentary on Baltimore on how they're losing their population, because that's just how bad Baltimore is. It's corrupt. You know what I'm saying? The crime is atrocious. So if you're living in an area like that, for an example, and it's not to throw no shade on Baltimore, but I'm just telling you like it is. I can understand you moving here, but please, don't look at Charlotte as being this Disneyland. Because I get tired of people thinking that way. Just because it's named after a goddamn queen, right? Y'all think that the city got tits in the ass. I'm just being real. And if you want to look at it that way, that's cool. But I tell you what, Charlotte has a period every month. If you get where I'm coming from. And you do not want to fuck with her when she's on her period. Do I have to go in depth about it? Oh, you want me to go in depth about it? Oh, okay, depth about it. Okay, I will. Well, you know, high school, West Charlotte and the whole Northwest and West Charlotte, they're warring with each other. Kids are kids. I'm talking kids, teens. Are getting in the car and they're shooting up houses. And some people may sit back and say, well, you know, that's bad parenting. Well, yes and no. And the reason why I say that is because of the fact that a lot of people want to blame the parents. You understand? But you got it. It takes a village to raise a child in a positive way or in a negative way. You understand? So if the child, right, is being raised by parents that are children too. Like, in other words, what I'm saying is, if you gotta, if the mother is a single parent, right, and she's in her early 30s, and this boy is a teen, she just as damn as much as a kid as he is. And that's the first thing. They're children are having children. That's the first thing. The second thing is, look at the culture, the rap, the hip hop culture, drill music that's going on in Jacksonville, Chicago, New York, where they're actually making songs about shooting and killing the ops, and the ops look just like them. Matter of fact, the ops stay a block away from them. In the case of Chicago. But this is what's going on. So It may not be on a big scale like a New York or Baltimore or DC or Chicago, but we do have our problems here. We do. Drug trafficking, some of everything is going on here. And a lot of the things are being swept under the rug. You want to know why? Should I say it? I don't want to make this a race issue. I really don't. But when you look at Atlanta gets shitted on. I know I talk my shit about Atlanta, but I'm not talking my shit about Atlanta because it's a black city. You understand? And I just want to down black people. That's not what I'm about. If, let's say, Idaho, I don't know what city in Idaho, if it was messed up and you were planning on moving there, I would talk shit just like I would talk shit about Atlanta. You understand? But for the most part, Atlanta gets shitted on because it's a black city, and Charlotte doesn't because it's predominantly white. So when you hear about something that goes on, such as a couple of years ago, police officer with shit, there's been several police shootings. You know what I'm saying? As far as dealing with black people. When you hear that, you're like, Charlotte? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Please. Yeah, right. Please. Don't be shocked. Don't be amazed. But then when you hear some shit like that in Atlanta, oh, in Atlanta, because it's a black city. Period. Charlotte has, I'm gonna tell you what Charlotte is in far as like relating to politics. Charlotte is the Democratic Party. That's what Charlotte is. Charlotte is, you know what? We're going to screw you over, but this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put some petroleum jelly, lubricate the area that we're gonna penetrate. I'm gonna make sure I put the jimmy on extra tight, and we're gonna slowly insert it in and slowly insert it out. That's what the Democratic Party does to black folks. And that's what Charlotte does to black folks. Yeah, it feels kind of, hey, yeah, man, I feel okay here. Till some shit happens to remind you that, hey, should have kept my eyes open. You understand? Like, you cool. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, it's true story. You cool. I ain't gonna say where. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm cool. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Yeah, gun range, shoot, pow, talking back and forth. Yeah, man, because, Democrats are this and Republicans are this and blah, 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 blah. And then one day, you see, Make America Great Again, caps for sale. And you're like, wow. Anyway, the point that I was trying to make to you throughout this whole video is, regardless of wherever you go, there's gonna be the same shit that you trying to run away from, you're gonna run right into it. It's gonna exist, and wherever you go. So if you're running away from racism, say no more. If you're running away from police brutality, say no more. If you're running away from a city that doesn't have jobs, that doesn't pay, say no more. Because if these cities are not, messed up now, guess what? By the time a couple of years, pass by, they definitely will be. I know for a fact at one point in time it was good to move to Atlanta. That Atlanta, all the hype that they, that they pushed and projected, at one point in time, it wasn't hype. It was the real deal. And I see that in Charlotte, man. You understand? Like, it's getting there. It's getting there. You understand? Like, living now, it's like, yeah, this is decent. But I could tell you it's changed over the years. Straight up, it's not like, it's cool now But it wasn't like, it's not like how it was cool back in the day, like a couple years ago. Now it's like, I don't know, it's just, it's turning, man, and I could say, man, I would have to say it's turning for the worse. It's looking nice, you know, on the outside. You understand? You ever read like the Odyssey, the Iliad, you know, the sea nymphs? And they had these, like, it was an island, and they had all these girls, and they were sexy, and they had titties and everything, and they looked nice and stuff, and they was like, come to the island, come to the island. And you come to the island, and it was a monster that was going to devour you. That's what Charlotte is. Looks all nice. But then once you get here, and it doesn't automatically, bow, hit you like that. No, it takes years. And it's like, damn, this once was, it's not like it, and it's moving fast. And I'm talking about Charlotte, but it's not just Charlotte. It's Raleigh, it's Durham, it's Greensboro, it's Austin, it's Houston, it's Dallas, it's all these places. And I don't even want to talk about Houston. I don't want to talk about Dallas, and I don't want to talk about Austin either, because I've never lived there. But I've heard, you know what I'm saying? You can get online and you can look at the local news anywhere. Anywhere. You can do your research on these places. And Houston is, the crime is off. So my point I'm making to you is, man, you just gotta you gotta grab life by the balls. And I don't want to be vulgar or, you know, be disrespectful, because I know some of you all, you know, don't curse. You're good, wholesome Christian folks. And I'm laughing because, you know, you be giving blowjobs and all that nasty, freaky shit in the bed. But you want to be all wholesome and shit, you know what I'm saying? And then you want me to be wholesome. Man, get out of here with that. But, you know, I don't want to be, you know, nasty and stuff. I try not to be, but that's just me. And then I got to entertain you all, you know what I'm saying? Shit, it's Friday. You've been busting your ass Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. You really want to turn on YouTube and hear somebody talk about Charlotte? Like, I've seen the videos about Charlotte and other places that people were talking about moving to, and I'm like, damn, this shit is boring as shit. Half of the time, they don't even show their face. They just drive through the city like, yo, what? Yo, you just passed by. What is that though? But you just gotta grab life by the balls. You understand? And if you're a female, you gotta grab them by the boobies, the ninnies. And wherever you are, you gotta make that shit work. That's it. That's it. Wherever you are, wherever you want to move to, you gotta make it work. Can't walk around with your head down. You gotta make it work, because you only live life once. Straight up. And I get tired of people talking about that bullshit. Well, how you making a living? Let me tell you something. A job is to help you maintain your living. You already living. You're not making a living. It's to help you maintain that living. That illusional shit called a living that we live in, this capitalistic society where you gotta have materialistic things and shit. Now, I'm not the type of person to be on some shit like, yo, we should go back to, you know, swinging through vines and shit like that, butt naked, and have a leaf, you know, over your private parts. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, you know, society just got us fucked up, man. And really, at the end of the day, man, life is what you make it. It's not about money. Money is a tool, it's a resource. It makes you maintain whatever you have built, have established. But really, life is about just you and your family. And once you close that door to your house or your apartment, that's your heaven. You can't control what's going on outside, but you damn for sure can control what's going on inside. So wherever you at, you understand? Make it happen. Make it work for you. That plain and simple. Because, man, at the end of the day, I just want to see motherfuckers happy, man. I'm tired of people walking around here miserable or sad and upset. Man, please, man. We shouldn't be that way. But I know why. You understand? Because of this money thing. Money is a middleman. It's an unnecessary middleman at that. Straight up. I just don't understand why we just can't just get water. I've gave this example numerous of times. I'm thirsty. I'm driving to Walmart, but before I get to Walmart, there's a lake that's there. Why I couldn't just get the water from the lake instead of driving to Walmart and buying a bottled up water? Water that's bottled up. Why does water actually have to be 69 cents, $1.29, $2.29? If you buying that smart water or that vitamin water or whatever, that shit's $6, $7, $8, $9. Why is there a price tag on our necessities? The simple things in life, which is food, shelter, and clothing. Why? These things should be free. But I know why. Because it's necessary for us to have these necessities in order to function in life. And they know it. And that's the reason why they put a price tag on it. But it's a shame that food is not for free. The planet doesn't say you got to pay 69 cents a pound for some oranges. No, Harris Teeter, Food Lion, Aldi, BJ's, Costco, Walmart, Target, they say that. But Mother Earth doesn't. Mother Earth doesn't put a price tag on water. But these businesses, companies, and corporations do. So, hey man, listen. It may sound stupid to you, but for a lot of those that look at my videos, I make perfect sense to them. And that's all that matters. Those that listen, and for those that don't. Other than that, my name is Langston2092. Want you to like, comment, subscribe, yeah. And definitely share this video.